What is happening, Magnus? The plot is thickening. We got some more details. They talking about people in the music industry scared and this and that. Check this out.
Fox News alert, we found Diddy. The disgraced billionaire hip-hop mogul and Democrat Party community organizer was spotted for the first time since having his homes raided in a major sex trafficking investigation, similar to Jeffrey Epstein's, they say. Diddy was seen swinging clubs at a Topgolf in Miami with his daughters. He may look relaxed, but behind the scenes there's panic. TMZ reporting tonight that the federal case against him is expanding.
Well, he's in America. He ain't left. So, I guess that's confirmed.
As prosecutors from the Southern District of New York have been dishing out subpoenas to multiple corporations tied to the mogul, like cell phone providers and computer companies. At the same time, Diddy's been unloading his assets. The timing, not coincidental.
Really?
Selling off his stake in Revolt TV and returning music rights from Bad Boy Records. TMZ reporting the Fed slapping subpoenas on Diddy's chartered jets. Now, sources say even commercial airlines will be subpoenaed, possibly the FAA, as investigators look for anyone who flew on Diddy's dime.
Damn.
They're not only looking for victims, they're looking for witnesses. People with unfettered access to Diddy's alleged crimes and freak-off parties. Some inside of Diddy's world...
Freak off? I never heard of that one. Freak off parties. Yeah. Freak off. Freaks getting off. Freak off. Okay. Makes sense.
Have already started talking. Diddy's former bodyguard says he'll go on the stand.
I would testify to everything if I was told to. You know, if I was brought in to testify against that.
Man, I've been seeing him talking a lot. I think that's the interview. I actually saw the whole thing. Yeah, I think I was like listening to it. It's like an hour and something minutes long. And I was just like, wow, man. It's some wild stuff. I remember seeing an interview where he was talking about he had to follow Diddy around like a specific shop. Wink, wink. Like he was shopping for stuff. And like he made a joke messing with him about it and whatever. Because he was buying certain plugs, so to speak. And then some Ja Rule story where, whatever, just...
You understand? I'm not going to sit there and wait in jail for him? Nah, I wouldn't do that.
So you don't have no problem testifying?
I have no problem sitting in the court of law, doing my due diligence.
Others have begun to back up some of the allegations in Diddy's former producer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones's lawsuit. Lil Rod alleged Diddy's the one who pulled the trigger in the New York City nightclub shooting in '99, the one his prodigy Shine took the fall for. He even bragged about shooting people. The woman shot in the face, now speaking out.
How can you be sure that it was actually P. Diddy?
I looked straight forward ahead and I watched the muzzle flash from both of their guns and I felt the impact to my face instantly.
Wow.
There's no doubt in my mind who shot.
With subpoenas raining down, Diddy's inner circle's getting squeezed. His alleged drug mule's already been handcuffed. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Young Miami, who allegedly transported his pink cocaine on private jets.
I didn't know what pink cocaine was. I thought it was a term for something else. You know what I mean? However, found out that it's cocaine mixed with ecstasy.
She's feeling the heat. The question investigators are looking to answer is, who else was involved? As Primetime reported yesterday, the Fed seized all of Diddy's surveillance footage, in addition to hard drives and phones.
And he supposedly records everybody that comes in his house that's doing something at a party. So, if he ain't know it was coming, then they could possibly find some stuff.
They want to know who was in and out of Diddy's planes and his homes. As Lil Rod's lawsuit alleges, they weren't just up-and-coming artists. These were celebrities, politicians, athletes, international dignitaries, and music label executives, all captured on camera in Diddy's compounds. CEOs from Universal Records to Motown Records allegedly sponsored these parties filled with sex workers, underage girls, and laced drinks. Lil Rod says Diddy had compromising footage of every person at his freak-off parties. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, claimed in a lawsuit that sometimes Diddy would be in the room and use his phone, laptop, and tablet to film these freak-offs, even adjusting the candles for better lighting. What happened at these parties stayed at these parties.
Why didn't you stay late, like after hours? Did it get crazy after that, or what? I don't know what goes on after hours, but
he wasn't trying to find out.
I wasn't trying to find out. I know my place.
Not you, not Luke.
Yeah, I know my place.
I like that
The
dress you got
freak-off
on.
parties were a perfect place for feds.
You also have those celebrity environments where celebrities all get together, and there's so many of them, in these wild parties. And if you got a wild party and P. Diddy puts on that wild party and, he sets everybody up. Like if you were an intelligence agent, like a Jeffrey Epstein type deal, that'd be the way to do it. Big old crazy party, get everybody loose. Get them the yayo. Get them the yayo.
And everything else.
Get them everything you need.
That dude
Get
he's
fired
talking
up,
to is
get
funny.
those
I
cameras
forgot his
rolling,
name.
And now you got everybody under wraps.
Diddy's former bodyguard tonight alleging that Diddy was working for the FBI as a confidential informant.
Really?
People don't realize this, brother. First and foremost, Puff has been dodging the legal system for years.
So wait a minute. So now they're saying he is snitched too? Oh Lord.
Puff being, and this is documented, Puff being a CI for an FBI agent. They was taking some papers up to the FBI, stuff like when they was here in New York.
Wow.
They was taking paperwork up there and stuff like that. Don't know what it was, but later on found out that he was a CI.
Now, Primetime can't confirm this, but if Diddy was an FBI informant, it explains why he was giving a pass to wreak havoc, according to his producer's lawsuit. What Diddy wanted, Diddy got.
I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
While
Okay.
he was cozying up to Hollywood figures like Harvey
What's that
Weinstein and becoming a major voice in the Democratic Party with his vote or die campaigns for Kerry, Barack, Hillary, Biden, getting souls to the polls. For 2 decades, Diddy thought he was untouchable. But now he's had his house raided, tapes confiscated, and the feds are zeroing in on his flight records. Diddy's world's crumbling. The rap industry's warning him that his clock's ticking. Infamous death row executive Suge Knight serving time for a fatal hit and run.
Did he say
is
Suge?
warning the Brother Love handle won't fly in prison.
Hey yo, and 50 Cent, they just keep messing with him. 50 Cent is hilarious. The dude, it's God, you just do not want to be on his bad side. Especially if you can't crack back as good as him, then you're done.
Okay, so 35 minutes past the hour.
Man, oh man.
More about the sex trafficking raids on mansions belonging to Sean Diddy Combs. LA Times reports that agents seized hard drives and electronics. And what else? Derek Parker is a retired NYPD detective. He worked in the department's rap intelligence unit. Nice to see you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So the reason why we know about this is because at least 4 civil suits have been filed against him. And in those suits, what were the allegations they were making?
Sex trafficking, gun possession, and narcotics.
Okay, and so the police made a move this week. And if you look at some of these aerials, Derek, they went in with a ton of firepower. Why was all that necessary?
Well, once they had information that there were probably weapons in the house and the drugs, they had to be
my hair was receding that bad, I just cut it all off. Ain't no need to keep that fade on there, on that little bit of hair. I don't know. You're losing your hair. Listen, the fact that I have a receding hairline, I know that losing your hair is it really bothers a man because it's like losing part of you, depending on how much it means to you. Some guys just go bald, and who says they ain't suffering? But some guys deal with it better than others, and I don't like that mine's receding. But trust me, I've told my barber, I said, look, I don't want to be one of them dudes where my hairline's in the middle of my head, and I'm still getting lined up, and because I can't see it, because it happens slowly. It's like boiling a frog. They tell you, you boil them slowly. Yeah, it's like they don't even know they're being boiled. I think that happens with your hairline. You don't realize how far back it is sometimes, and they let it. So, yeah. Trust me, I'll never let it get that far.
Careful. So they mounted a team of just like their SWAT team to go in and to take care of that.
Now back
safely.
to Diddy.
Here's from the LA Times saying that inside the Sean Diddy Combs raid, emptied safes, dismantled electronics, gun-toting feds. Sources said it appears investigators searching Combs' Holmby Hills home emptied safes, dismantled electronics, and left papers strewn in some rooms. Federal agents disabled his security system and seized the hard drive. That's a source according to the Times. So on the hard drive, that's where they assume they believed they needed it for evidence.
Well, the feds had a warrant to go in, and when they search his locations, their judge signs off on the warrant. They go in and they search everything in the house, from floors to cabinets to safes. They're all specified in the warrant.
Okay, so I mentioned the lawsuits, right? Just put those up here. This goes back to November of last year, right? Cassie, former girlfriend,
yes,
files these suits. The next month you have Jane Doe, not public, right? Says she was gang raped at age 17.
Yeah.
Then you get a suit in February, another suit in March. If they go forward with this trial, where the raids happen in LA and the raids happen in Miami, the trial comes in New York?
Well, the Southern District is the one that's probably orchestrating everything right now. So everything that's coming out of this case is going to come from New York. Even though it's in Miami, even though it's in LA or wherever it is, they're going to take over. The Southern District is going to take. They initiated the case, and they're going to take the case.
Do you have any insight into his state of mind right now?
Not really. Listen, I knew Diddy back when I arrested him for the Club New York shooting, and then the assault with Steve Stout at MTV. We know each other pretty well. I mean, professionally. But I haven't seen him in years. But right now, it's got to be bothering him. I mean, he's at this height in his life where he's a billionaire almost, and he's very, very well liked by some people, not by others. But he's very famous. I know this is got to be bothering him right now. All these allegations that have come out against him, and the people that come out against him.
You followed his career then? Because,
sort of, yes.
And, I mean, you guys have that relationship, right?
Yeah, I've been following him from the time when I knew him.
Has he been living a clean life?
For the most part, I could say yes and maybe no. I mean, there's other people that if you ask, they're going to say no, that he's lived different lives.
Stuff you see and stuff you don't see.
Speed dial. But I want to find out how you get to be the hip-hop cop.
Well, we had a problem back in the days with the rap music.
Eric, nice to see you.
Nice to have you.
Hip-hop cop, huh?
Former federal prosecutor Katie Cherkasky joins me now. Katie, do you think Diddy's going to get subpoenaed individually pretty soon?
I think the walls are absolutely closing in. This is a full-scale, not just interstate, but international investigation. So clearly it's been coordinated for some time. The subpoenas for his flight records and bank records specifically named him. So he hasn't been given a target letter yet. Typically that will come closer to when a grand jury and indictment decision would be pending. But I would anticipate they're on the road down that path.
So it does seem to be a sex trafficking investigation if you look at all of the subpoenas going out to these chartered flights, even possibly commercial airlines. Tell us about these witnesses. I mean, you heard from a former bodyguard. He's willing to testify.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of people in his very inner circle who have turned on him. Now, the question is whether the feds can corroborate their statements. Of course, his defense team is going to attack them for having motives to lie, making a money grab. But clearly, when you have so many people from so many different areas of his life, and not necessarily any evidence of collusion between them, that starts to become a very weak defense.
So you heard the former bodyguard say that Diddy was a snitch. He was talking to the FBI. He was a confidential informant. Does that stack up to you when you read about all of these allegations that he was basically untouchable and had local law enforcement in his back pocket?
Well, it does seem like the feds are late to this party. It seems like it's been known for a very long time what Diddy was involved in and what types of criminal allegations have been floating out there for years. So it wouldn't surprise me if he may have been used as an informant in some particular cases in the past. I don't know if that would have gotten him protection from all of these other allegations, but informants have gone down all the time. I mean, even if you're working for the cops, you're not immune from being turned on by them at some point in the future. So both can be true at the same time.
I was going to say, I'm sure that's true.
And you're also hearing about these CEOs of these record labels. I mean, these are guys that are at the highest level of the recording industry. And they're alleged to have sponsored these parties filled with underage girls, laced drinks. Everything was videotaped. We're not hearing a lot about their names, but this has to probably be scaring the heck out of the entire music industry.
Absolutely. There have been attempts to get all of the footage, all of these records. We don't even know who they've interviewed up to this point. And it kind of strikes me as interesting that while we've been talking a lot about the racketeering cases or alleged racketeering cases against Trump and those defendants, this actually sounds like a legitimate racketeering case if what these people are saying are true.
Yeah, and these RICO charges, that's exactly what they're looking into. All right, it's going to be crazy next week, Katie. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
The music industry is scared because who knows how many people have been to his parties and are on those videos. And they got all the stuff from all the houses. Or at least from 3 of the houses. Who knows? Maybe he owns more. But for them to move in like that, they've been studying. They know what houses to go to. Man, this is shaping up to be like some OJ level stuff. Like just the stuff that's coming out. Like OJ, Michael Jackson allegations. This is Bill Cosby. There's some shaping up to. Woo! Post comments down below. Let me know what you think, though. If you enjoyed my thoughts on this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next video.